Well, hello, Chit Chat. We're back for our Thanksgiving special.
Yay! I just have a brown shirt.
Me as well, but I have my ears from last year. You'll be seeing these every year. My little turkey legs.
I think I brought a pumpkin last year, but I left the pumpkin in the basement. I've already transitioned to Christmas. They gave us some orange light. I don't know, kind of looks red in the shot, but it's orange.
It works. We have 2 Thanksgiving stories for you guys. Obviously, the theme is Thanksgiving, so there you go on that. These are both from Am I the Asshole? But we're going to start with this one from 23 days ago. It's titled, Am I the Asshole for Telling My Sister She's Not Allowed to Bring Her Homemade Food to Thanksgiving because her cooking is ruining the meal?
Well, let's see.
Okay. So it starts, every year our family does a big Thanksgiving dinner, and we all typically bring a dish or two. My sister, who's a lovely person in every other way, insists on cooking something homemade every time. The issue, she's not a great cook. And I don't mean not great. I mean, she has somehow managed to turn classic dishes into borderline inedible creations. For context, last Thanksgiving, she showed up with her special recipe stuffing that was over-seasoned with random spices like cinnamon and cardamom.
I don't even know what that is.
It was dry and the flavors were confusing and totally off for stuffing. Only one person took a small bite and the rest went untouched. Another year, she brought a green bean casserole that had some kind of strange, chewy texture. She later admitted that she used coconut milk and almond flour to experiment. No one wanted seconds after that. This year, I'm hosting Thanksgiving. Since I'm responsible for putting it all together, I wanted to keep the menu consistent so that people could actually enjoy a cohesive meal. I thought I'd avoid drama by asking her to bring non-food items instead, like wine, soda, or even some flowers. I explained to her very kindly, I thought, that I just wanted to make things easy and streamlined and I'd handle the main dishes, but she didn't take it well. She got offended and told me that I was being controlling and shutting her out for the family gathering. She then accused me of making her feel inadequate and said that Thanksgiving is about everyone contributing, not me deciding what's acceptable. I told her that everyone appreciates her effort, but that she could contribute in another way and still be a part of it. She doubled down and said she's bringing her famous green bean casserole, whether I like it or not.
Yikes.
Now my mom and a couple of other family members have chimed in, saying that I should just let her bring whatever she wants because it's Thanksgiving and it's the thought that counts. They're acting like I'm committing some huge offense by wanting the food to be enjoyable for everyone and not have random experimental dishes that no one will eat. But I feel like I'm just trying to keep the meal enjoyable, frankly edible, or enjoyable and frankly edible. I don't think it's wrong to want guests to actually enjoy the food, especially since I'm putting a lot of effort to host. Am I really being unreasonable here? Am I the asshole?
This is funny. I love this story. I think it's great. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind at some point, but right now I'm leaning towards yes, you are the asshole. For the reasons kind of that the mom is saying that this person, it's clear that it's more important to them to bring a dish, even if nobody eats it, than anything else. And it's hurting their feelings. At this point, they're acting irrationally that they're going to call their green bean casserole famous.
Yeah.
But it's hurting their feelings that they're not able to bring this. That's one of the things you just sort of choose your battles. And I don't think the battle's being chosen correctly here. You can still provide all the edible food because let's be real, this is not going to be included within the edible food. But every single year you guys have this green bean casserole or weird stuffing that just sits on the side and someone tries it if they want and then they don't if they don't want. And that seems to work out fine. So I kind of think that they're being a little overly controlling. I understand where they're coming from. They want to throw a nice party. Maybe they're even inviting people that don't typically come and they don't want their sister's weird stuff. But I get it. That's why I love this story because nobody's really doing anything horrible here. But I do think for the sake of the argument, in my opinion, maybe it'll change.
I thought it was hilarious when she called her green bean casserole famous. Like famous is horrible.
Food. It sounds really bad. All of it. I wouldn't want it there either, but I gotta choose your battles. I think this is just one to bite your tongue on. You're gonna plan to buy all this food anyways. The person bringing their nasty casserole isn't gonna change what you're buying. You're not gonna account for that really.
So I'm kind of on the fence because I think that they're the asshole for just not letting it happen anyways. Because like you said, it really hurt nobody if she just brings a dish, especially if your mom and other people are like, just let her bring it. We won't touch it.
Everyone expects this gross casserole. Like, we'll move it around the plate.
Right. But what is with this sister that she just can't follow a recipe? Like, just follow a recipe. You don't need to add things all the time. It's giving mashed potatoes with raisins. Why ruin such an important meal with your concoction?
I totally get that. I think the sister in a backwards way is sort of being an asshole by persistently bringing bad food to
She knows
Thanksgiving.
it's bad because she knows
Yeah.
nobody's touching it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to pay attention to that when you bring food. Not everyone likes everything, but if
Mhm.
nobody's eating it, then maybe you did something wrong. Like maybe you substituted the sugar for the salt or something.
I know if I brought a dish twice to 2 Thanksgivings and 2 different dishes and people did not like it, I probably wouldn't be bringing dishes anymore, or I would be buying a dessert or something or whatever.
Yeah.
I would mix it up a little bit that way and follow
Yeah.
the damn recipe. Who adds half the stuff she's adding to stuff? The last Thanksgiving special, we did a story about the raisins with the mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
It's really giving that. It's
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah, well, that's a funny one too. You guys should check that out if you haven't seen it yet. But yes, it's sort of a similar situation where it sounds like she's experimenting and adding things that don't belong. And these are all pretty basic recipes when it comes to Thanksgiving, at least the traditional American Thanksgiving. It's turkey, it's mashed potatoes, gravy.
Well, Americans are the only ones who have Thanksgiving, I think.
Fair. That is true.
But like you said, it's just a side dish. So if she's going to bring her famous green bean casserole, I guess sure, let her. I mean, there's nothing else you can really do with that.
Right.
But I don't know. This girl needs a cooking class or something. Maybe that'd be a good Christmas gift for her, is to give her a cooking class.
Yeah. I think that's a great little petty but perfectly thoughtfully petty gift.
It's a perfect sister gift.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yes, because this is such a sibling argument, right? You wouldn't probably do this to your auntie or your grandma. You just let them bring their little stupid whatever because that's whatever. But I feel like people want to push their siblings' buttons a little more. This just feels a little intentional. Like, I have been waiting my entire life to host Thanksgiving so I can tell my sister to F off with those green beans. That's what it feels like. And she's not just taking it laying down, so now I'm mad.
I'm not even totally mad at her for it because I can't help but wonder, does this sister have a husband or kids or anything? Like, who's eating her food? Does she
At least
all the time?
once a year that you have to tolerate this. These poor other people who has to.
I would be so mad to find out that she cooks normal 364 days out of the year, but for Thanksgiving she decides to be a
experimental.
Can you imagine? You just go over to her house and her food doesn't taste like that normally, and then all of a sudden on Thanksgiving she's just adding stuff.
If that's the case, then everyone is the asshole here because wow.
I think that she could just let the girl bring it. If people don't want to eat it, they won't eat it. And then she'll bring home another full tray of food like she did every other year when she had to bring her food back home. How don't you realize that no one's eating your stuff and you just don't want to cook any better?
Joke's on you at the end of the day. If you want to waste your time and waste your money to bring things that people aren't going to eat, then so be it. If that is what is important to you in life, showing up with some nasty food, that's fine.
Since it's her second time making the green bean casserole, maybe she won't use certain ingredients too. That's, I guess, another thing.
Yeah, the second time's always better, right?
See, to me, I don't care about green bean casserole, so I'd be like, fine, bring it. I ain't gonna eat it anyways. But
I do. I care very deeply about green bean casserole.
I didn't intentionally do this in the other story, but you could have a backup casserole ready to go.
You could, yeah. Well, that's what I'm trying to say too, is the person is going to get whatever food or make whatever food that they plan to make, regardless of whether the sister brings this nasty casserole. So just don't think about it. Let her do whatever. If she wants to show up in a purple costume, she can do that too. She's her own human. You can't control other humans, even when it's your party, even when it's your sister.
Now, idea from one sister to another. You could, when she shows up with her casserole dish, you could, while she's not looking, switch the dishes and like hurry up and dump hers out and then put the real good casserole in there, and then people eat it, or your sister will feel good. It may mess up next year, but
you're gonna bring it again if that happens.
You just imagine though if they did that and then everyone's eating this casserole and then the sister's like, why is everyone eating my food this year?
Or she eats it and she's like, this ain't my casserole. And everyone's like, this is so good. Like, what do you think she'd say? That would be amazing to see.
That's what I would probably do, one sister to another. Because not only would that just be great entertainment and a great story, but
totally. That could go on for years too, especially if she keeps taking credit for it. She just keep bringing this trash ass casserole and you just keep replacing it with the better one until you guys are like 90 and you're like, I've been replacing the casserole for decades.
Yeah, it's not been very good, sis. I couldn't fight with you about it anymore, though, so I just decided to take matters into my own hands.
There's a lot more creative ways to solve this problem other than to try to argue with your sister. I don't have siblings, but I know from what I understand about siblings that that's usually a losing battle. Like everybody's gonna get mad and nobody's gonna agree.
Yeah, you're just not going to talk to her for a few months. You still got Christmas coming up, too, so you're going to have to see her for that.
What if she brings the casserole then, too?
That's fine, because nobody really cares about it then, right?
I mean, I care. I don't know. I care more about Thanksgiving food wise than Christmas food wise.
I would probably just let her bring the dang dish, and if you're really that butthurt about it, just switch her.
I think that's a great idea. Or just provide two options. I kind of was talking about that in our little prequel when we were referencing back to the mashed potato incident. And I was saying another option from last year could have been that they could have just provided two separate sets of mashed potatoes because they already had mashed potatoes. Spoiler alert. So I thought that that was a good option. That could be an option for now too.
Yeah, I feel like though, if they bring another set of the green bean casserole, especially if it's her sister bringing it, she's gonna have a meltdown when she sees it. She's gonna be like so offended.
That's possible. Very, very possible.
Oh yeah, coming from someone who has a sister, I know. She gonna be offended if you just show up with a competitor dish.
Yeah, that would probably be a bad thing. But he was over here yelling about don't be controlling to me. So I would just be right back like, don't be controlling to me. I also brought a casserole.
Like you have a sister.
Me and my sister would get in arguments if that were
Let's go to the comments. Top comment with 3,000 upvotes so far says, info, how does your sister react when no one eats her food? If she reacts poorly or tries to push people to try to have seconds and is generally a sourpuss about it, then I think suggesting she take control of wines, crisps, non-baked goods is sensible. But if she doesn't comment or make a big deal, then it really doesn't sound like her cooking badly does any harm. No one eats it. She feels like she's contributed, and all it takes is throwing away the food at the end of the day. Minimal hassle for a peaceful holiday that everyone enjoys. My brother can't cook, but it's a tradition that everyone brings something. We just make sure that he's not the only one bringing that type of dish. If he's on potatoes, trust me, at least one other person is as well. 2 types of potatoes never hurts anyone. And it solves the issue when he doubtlessly brings something else so unappeasingly inedible that most people will refuse to try it.
I was thinking about that when you were first reading the story as well. I wonder how the sister is responding to people and her food. Is she being pushy about it? Because that's the only way that I feel like I could justify just trying to cut her out of it all the way. But she's just bringing it quietly and people eat what they eat. It's as if it doesn't exist. Just put it out of your head. I like that comment. It's good.
Yeah, I will say the only thing that sucks about the sister trying to do this, I mean, there's a few things that sucks, but the main thing that sucks is that it is wasteful at the end of the day.
It is, yeah.
We live in America, so to us, throwing food away is so common, but in a lot of other countries, they would be so upset to see a whole casserole go to waste just because this girl don't want to cook it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she's also not going to be the first or the last person to do that either. So.
No, not the slightest. It does suck that she's dishes just get thrown away. It's very.
I wonder maybe she eats it, or maybe she takes it home after. I don't know.
Is she eating her own food? I want to know.
I made a big ass thing of macaroni for Friendsgiving this year, and it was good because it was more than half eaten, but I still had a whole bunch left, and I brought that home and I ate it for 2 days afterwards. So it's possible, and no one else is gonna eat it or take it home for leftovers. Ugh. Could you imagine getting leftovers like that pushed on you? You know how family sometimes they just be pushing all the foods all the time. Take this home. No, more pies. Take all the cookies.
OP has actually responded to a lot of comments, and they also have a whole other post about this. This is really plaguing OP right now.
See, to me, this is what's giving. I've been waiting my whole life to tell my sister she's wrong, and now everyone's telling me I'm wrong, and I'm pissed.
She's made a couple of different posts here. She did an update post.
Let me hear it.
Okay, well, there's an update on the original post. Let me do that first. And then she did a whole other update. Oh, their update says, all right, well, things have escalated fast. Thanks to everyone who offered advice. I tried to compromise, but it's already turning into a whole thing, and Thanksgiving is still a few weeks away. After our last conversation, my sister was being pretty cagey about what she planned to make, so I reached out to my mom hoping she could help smooth things over. Instead, she got defensive, saying, I'm overthinking. It's just one dish. I told her I wasn't sure it was just one dish anymore, especially after hearing about my sister's grocery haul, including canned oysters and edible glitter. I'm sorry, I have to stop it right there. What Thanksgiving dish involves oysters?
Apple glitter I can get behind, making some desserts or something, maybe make them sparkle, but never in my life I think I will ever eat a canned oyster. I tried a regular fresh oyster and I almost hurled.
Oh my gosh, this is just this. You know what? I'm starting to think OP's not the asshole anymore. But let's see where this goes.
I am worried for the sibling relationship.
I'm worried for this other woman's whole diet. What is her metabolism and her health if she's cooking like this? She better only cook like this for Thanksgiving. But at the same time, I'm like, why? Why are we cooking like this?
This is terrible. This food sounds bad. All of it sounded bad the whole time and it's only getting worse. And you should never subject people to this type of food and this type of food only. But if there are options, I'm erring on the side to just let people do what they gonna do.
I'm more worried now about what this woman eats on a day-to-day basis than I am Thanksgiving. At least other people are cooking dishes that she can have regular servings of.
Is she over there thinking her food is better and she's not eating anyone else's food? Like this doesn't have oysters in it, or
Horrified.
yeah, I have a lot more questions with that update. How did things escalate?
Oh, I'm not even done. I had to stop so I can comprehend what I just read.
Oh God. Okay, keep going.
My mom let slip that my sister had been hard at work on some creative menu she's planning, her Thanksgiving surprise. Apparently, she's been telling the family group chat, which I wasn't included in, by the way, that I'm being controlling and that she wants to expand everyone's palate with something truly unique.
Gosh, me.
To top it off, my cousin sent me a screenshot from the group chat where my sister said she's bringing not one, but 3 dishes to Thanksgiving now. She's calling them her Thanksgiving Trio Experience, complete with their own place settings and little menu cards she's designing. I'm officially panicking because I have no idea what she's planning to serve, and from what I've heard, it's not remotely traditional. At this point, half the family thinks I'm overreacting, while the other half is texting me things like, is she really bringing glittered sweet potatoes? I feel stuck. If I try to control it anymore, I'm the bad guy. But if I don't, Thanksgiving might turn into a tasting event for my sister's avant-garde cooking. So yeah, Thanksgiving is weeks away and it's already become a family spectacle. I don't know whether to brace myself or just preemptively order pizza.
Oh no.
I do have to say, had you never gave a crap about her bringing her damn green bean casserole, she would have never made a whole menu.
That's what I was just gonna say. This is why you have to choose your battles, because this brings out the pettiness, especially in siblings. She's going full out. Not only is she bringing multiple dishes, she is creating a physical menu with a physical setting. What was she doing to their taste buds?
She was gonna get glitter sweet potatoes.
No, but she said she was gonna take them out.
Oh, she wants to expand everyone's palate with something truly unique. This Thanksgiving, we don't need to expand our palates. We have the same things all the time.
If you want to have an experimental dinner, create a menu some other day and invite family members who would like to partake.
Yeah.
And that would be a great day for you, but not on Thanksgiving and not when someone else is hosting it. It's not appropriate in any setting to bring your own menu to someone else hosting an event. It's appropriate to bring a dish. Sometimes you even ask if a dish is necessary or what is needed, but it is not appropriate to create your own menu, bring the menu. Didn't we have a story about that before too? I think the last Thanksgiving story was something that's given me deja vu a little bit, but it's never appropriate in any setting to make your own menu.
Yeah, if she wants to host Thanksgiving next year, by all means, let
or
this
host
girl.
An experimental dinner the weekend after.
You know what? If I was this other sister, the one that's got more of a rational head going on here, I would literally just be like, you know what? Just let whatever happen this year. Let the spectacle happen. And then let her host next year. And then let everybody fret about that because, everyone's going to panic if this girl hosts Thanksgiving.
So true. Let your family who's not siding with you just eat their words next year, literally.
Exactly. If they're not willing to stand up for their own Thanksgiving now, just be like, you know what? How about you host next year? I think that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
You should make the turkey.
Yeah, make everything. And I'll show up with my own 3-course menu to expand or retract my palate back to traditional foods.
Oh, and that's just so disrespectful. If you're hosting it, it's one thing. But if you're not hosting it, you're just trying to make your sister's life miserable because she said you can't cook.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and this is a great example, too, of why you need to always be careful how you respond to people. Because at first we were very very clear the original poster was kind of being an asshole, not horrible, but was being an asshole. And now the sister's being an asshole. She's being disrespectful. She's over here bringing extra dishes, making her own menus. I'm mad at her now too. So everybody's trash.
Place settings for the specific food. What is it that it
That's
needs
dumb.
its own place setting? Why?
She's dumb.
Her grocery haul. Oh my gosh. Imagine if her sister ran into her at the store while she had all this crap in a cart. They would have had a whole fight in the aisle.
And now it's making me mad because I feel like she's going out of her way to make this now 3-course meal. And you had brought up food waste before, and I kind of was like, yeah, well, everybody wastes food. But now it's just so much more intentional to you. Now you're making multiple dishes. You've wasted money. You've wasted people's. That's just dumb. Dumb.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry for the swear, but what person brings oysters into this?
Well, people like them as appetizers, and maybe she's doing it. But again, I'm not trying to justify in any kind of way.
But who knows what she's adding it to?
I don't know what she's doing. She could be putting it in some corn. Who knows?
I never thought I'd hear the words glitter sweet potatoes.
It's not okay.
None of
This
it's
is okay.
Why is there always a group of people every year on Thanksgiving that are determined to ruin the meal?
I think some people really just can't stand routine and can't stand knowing what to expect. They just gotta throw a wrench in everything.
Expand the palate. I'd be like, you know what? Since you guys want this to continue, let's expand our palates.
Yeah. All of you who are against me can only eat her food. Now we're just dividing the family lines here.
I don't know. It's either that or disinvite your sister to Thanksgiving, because at this point she's doing too much. She can just hold her own.
That would really, really be an escalatory retaliation.
I'm a sister. That's just how we do it.
I'm aware. You guys always find the next escalation.
Got it. Like fire with more fire. You know, it's one or the other. You either just let it happen, bite your tongue, and just like watch the debauchery. Watch everybody look at her sideways and eat her food. And I would be looking at my mom like, oh, are you going to have the glitter mashed potatoes, Mom?
Exactly.
Extra helping for Mom.
Giant, I will scoop it for you. Yeah, oysters, your favorite. Oysters and corn blended together with glitter. Sparkling oysters.
I thought the edible glitter was at least going to go on a dessert, but to hear that it's going in freaking sweet potatoes, what? I'm sorry, but I just want to see this food on the plate. I want to see what it looks like together on the plate.
I know. Is this recent? It's not from
It's going to be happening this week.
Oh my gosh. You need to watch for a photo.
I know. I want to comment on here. Please make a photo of the meal.
Please update us with a photo of the place settings and the foods so we can judge appropriately. For scientific reasons, we need to see photo evidence.
So someone commented, I'm just confused about people actually wanting to host Thanksgiving. And then the OP was like, right, honestly, after this saga, I'm questioning why I ever wanted to host in the first place. It's supposed to be a fun, family-centered holiday, but here I am managing drama, potential culinary disasters, and people trying to hijack the whole thing. At this point, hosting feels more like a full-time job than a festive gathering. Next year, I might just accidentally be unavailable or suggest that we all go out to dinner, a restaurant instead. No cooking, no cleaning, no glitter-covered sweet potatoes to deal with. Problem solved.
No, sister's gonna have a problem with that too, and then she's gonna offer to host, and then we're gonna be in the situation that you and I just conjured up. So,
well, if you were already a few weeks away, it's really not that long to just drop out of hosting. Be like, you know what? My sister's already got a menu. Let's just go over there.
When they ask for your address, just be like, I moved, and then give them the address to who knows or whatever.
I could totally understand how she feels though about I don't even want to host this anymore. I'm done with it.
Yeah. I get that. I like hosting. I just enjoy it. Even if she's going to bring her little stupid thing, I guess you can bring your little stupid thing. I'll get you a little table to put it next to all the rest of the food that we're all going to eat. But that's just me. I'm a little more tolerant than most people.
Yeah. Thanksgiving drama part 2. Under validation. I can't with these.
Validation?
That's the group she posted it in.
There's a group for everything in Reddit, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Last update so far. OP, if you are seeing this.
Yeah, last episode that we recorded, we had someone update while we were speaking.
Yes, actually.
That was a chick chat first.
It was crazy. Felt like Matrix.
Breaking news.
Breaking news! I think that fish from SpongeBob. Breaking news! So this update is from 11 days ago. And it says, all right, so Thanksgiving is now just a little over 2 weeks away. And somehow things have escalated even further than I thought possible. I thought maybe my sister's Thanksgiving trio experience would be the peak of the drama. Well, it turns out I was wrong. Since the last update, my sister has become fully committed to making her dishes the main attraction. She's been dropping hints in the family group chat, which I'm still not included in, but shout out to my cousin for all the screenshots, about how this Thanksgiving will be one to remember and calling it her Thanksgiving debut. She's apparently been referring to herself as the Thanksgiving head chef and has hinted that she's bringing some kind of culinary surprise centerpiece that will transform the whole experience.
This woman has lost her mind. Lost it.
From what I can piece together, she's planning a main statement dish in addition to her original 3 side dishes. I'm picturing something equally bizarre, but on a much larger scale. And honestly, I'm terrified. If her green bean casserole was already pushing it, I can't imagine what she thinks is worthy of being the centerpiece. Then, to make things even weirder, my mom texted me privately suggesting that I step back this year and let my sister shine, since she's so excited about her contributions. My mom thinks if we just give her this moment, it'll make her happy and she'll get it out of her system. She even hinted that maybe I should focus on decorations and drinks instead of the main dishes, which feels like an attempt to turn hosting over to my sister without actually saying it. So now I'm left with a choice. Go along with my mom's plan, let my sister essentially hijack Thanksgiving, or keep pushing back and risk a family showdown. I just wanted a nice Thanksgiving with dishes everyone would enjoy, but it seems like I'm either about to hand over the whole meal to her or prepare for some serious drama. Thanksgiving isn't even here yet, and it already feels like a circus. I'm half tempted to just sit back and see what chaos unfolds, but part of me is still so worried about subjecting the whole family to whatever artistic statement she has planned.
This has gotten out of control. Completely and utterly out of control. This sister has lost her damn mind. This is insanity.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because I'm a chill person until you push the boundaries. And at this point, if that were me, this is where I would no longer pull up a little side table for your food next to my. No, you're not coming. This is insanity. They did completely switched it over where the OP was like, hey, do you want to bring wine and flowers? And now they're being suggested to bring wine and flowers to the place that they're hosting. You are not coming into my home, into my kitchen, dirtying up my sink and my dishes for your stuff. Host next year, or better yet, host now. Do all your weird stuff, but do it at your house, and I'm going to dinner somewhere else. You can only push someone so far. No.
What is the sister's end game? She's not even telling her sister she wants to do all this. So what, she's just going to show up like, I'm head chef, look at my centerpiece, which has to be a turkey. It just has to. It has to be some kind of turkey or duck or something.
It's probably a turducken.
Something. Oysters.
A turducken stuffed with oysters.
And probably glittered up.
Land and sea.
Man, their food's more glittery than the people in Twilight.
This is just going to be a disaster. And I am so glad that the OP offered to themselves. I'm half tempted to just sit back and let the chaos unfold, because I think that that really is your only option at this point. And I am angry for them. Now, boundaries have been crossed. You're out of line. But at this point, what do you do? This sister has gone just completely bananas berserk. And if any more pushing is pushed to this sister, I don't know what she'll do.
You know who I'm mad at almost the most, though, is the mom. And it's
Yeah.
because I have a sister, and sometimes when me and her get into disagreements, my mom might have to be a little bit of a mediator or whatever. This is a holiday experience that's going to affect the entire family. Yeah. And instead of just trying to mediate it to where there can be some kind of compromise here, you are just letting your insane daughter just run the whole show. And then you're asking your semi-rational one to just sit back at her own house and just deal with it so she can shine. Shine what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this woman like mentally unstable, and all of a sudden she has shown an interest in cooking and the mom is just so happy to see her? This is just insanity. This is not how you treat adult people.
It's completely unhinged. I'm just mad at this mom because it's like, you of all people should be able to talk to your daughter and be like, listen, your sister's hosting Thanksgiving. I think you need to dial it back a bit. Bring whatever dish you want. Bring one dish, okay?
Everyone just bring like everyone else.
Yeah, you don't need to be head chef at someone else's event. Host it next year, but don't do this year. I have a whole other kid I got to deal with, so please stop.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. She is just enabling her daughter to be a complete psychopath.
Even just, why don't you just let her get it out of her system? No. This is only going to enable and stoke the flames more and more and more at this point. Has to set a damn boundary here somewhere.
If y'all keep playing into this, she's going to host every Thanksgiving. She's going to do this to all of you.
Yeah.
It must be fun when it's not your house that she's doing this at, but wait till it's your house.
Yeah. I just said I like hosting and blah blah blah, but I'm not gonna like hosting if someone brings over their whole own menu of stuff that I'm not gonna eat. Now, let me tell you, if you're bringing over a menu of delicious foods and you're gonna cook it all and just I have to use my dishwasher, then we can talk. But not if it's glitter sweet potatoes and oysters and I don't know what else.
I would let it unfold, OP, but she can host it, but she's gonna have to do it at her house now because now I want nothing to do with it. I'll show up and I will bring a dish or I will bring drinks, but I'm not gonna do this at my house anymore. That's what I would do.
If you want me to bring drinks and flowers, then I will bring it to your house and you can cook there.
And then that will give your family the perfect comeuppance because this is a monster that they're trying to create. That's perfectly fine. But
everybody eat your cake.
Hopefully this girl has absolutely no children because none of these kids would touch her food.
It's so true.
Her kids would be malnourished. Like
skinny little kids coming in.
Just withering away, little starving mommins.
Yes. I hope they don't have kids.
I hope she don't cook for them at least. I mean,
what else would they do?
This woman's just got to have a really bad Thanksgiving and a lot of people for her to tell her that her food sucks for her to maybe stop doing this because people are just treating this woman with kitty gloves.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for. Have the holidays, see what people do when people start ordering pizza in the backyard.
Pizza places aren't even going to be open, girl. You've got to order that the day before.
That's true. They're going to be sneaking frozen pizzas in your oven, eating granola bars in the bathroom.
You know what? That's what I recommend for you. I would let her host the Thanksgiving and you go to Cracker Barrel, get yourself a Thanksgiving dish. So this way you don't have to eat the stuff. And then you get yourself a little to-go plate. You eat that while you watch the rest of your family try to suffer and choke down this food.
Or just eat beforehand and show up and just watch it all go down. Bring your little dish to show up like you're supposed to.
And definitely film it for your TikTok. You can get a lot of followers off of that crap. Just show everybody how horrible this Thanksgiving is.
Yes, and post it here so we can watch and respond.
Yeah, Opie, honestly, if I were you, I would just scrap the whole Thanksgiving, give it to her, honestly. She's going to keep fighting for it. She's just going to show up at your house, all this stuff. Just be like, you know what? Do it at your house or do it at mom's house. That's what I would say to the mom. I'd be like, if you guys want to enable this kind of erratic and irrational behavior, that is fine, but it's going to be at y'all's house and not my house this time because I'm done at this point. Y'all want to have group chats behind my back? Absolutely not. Goodbye.
That's how I'm right there with you because it's one thing if it's a dish, I was saying just let it slide. It's another really stupid thing if it's a weird little experience and now you're taking over, you're calling yourself head chef at somebody else's house. That's just the strangest thing in the world. You can be hosting this if it's that important to you. If all of a sudden your little weird manic ass decided that you want to have a interest in chefery and cooking and experimental foods, well, you subject the family to that at your house then.
Yeah. So this comment says it very well. It says, girl, let your sister host and do the whole shebang. She can clean, cook, and set the table, the whole 9 yards. Go ahead, get you a nice bottle of wine. Make sure you eat a nice big meal beforehand and bring a big with some snacks in it. Sit in the back and just watch. Lean into the compliance of their wishes. By all means, prepare some food for you at home. Personally, I care more about the sides and the deviled eggs than the turkey, but whatever brings you joy. Have your own Thanksgiving feast on Black Friday and then see if you get added to a new group chat that your sister wasn't added to. And OP responded to that and said, you are absolutely right. Letting her handle everything from cooking to cleaning sounds like the perfect plan. I'll show up with a full stomach, snacks in my bag. I'll just sit and enjoy the chaos. No stress for me, and she gets all the spotlight she wants. The idea of having a personal Thanksgiving feast on Black Friday is genius. That way I can enjoy the dishes I actually love without any of the drama. This might turn out to be the most relaxing Thanksgiving ever. Thanks for the suggestion. I'm all in.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
I love this for you, OP. You're going to have a great Thanksgiving. You get to watch everybody suffer.
Yeah. You get the front row stage to all the entertainment. You get impacted by zero, and you actually reduce the amount of work and stress that you have to do for Thanksgiving. And when you do the work and stress for cooking the food on Black Friday, it's all for you, and it's peaceful, and nobody's going to come in there with a nasty casserole.
And to be honest, unless there's something you truly want to make, because it's better homemade or whatever, you could just go to Cracker Barrel and get a dish real quick. They do Thanksgiving dinners, full ones. I used to work there. So you could even go there and just get a quick plate really quick. I want to go to this Thanksgiving because I would love to see how this family reacts when they go to this Thanksgiving, and it is completely insane.
Yes, can we suggest that they bring a GoPro or something so that we can watch too? I'm invested.
Yeah, I'm so invested in this. Please bring us I want to see what they responded to this. So someone commented, I choose to believe the sister is actually a great cook, and mom telling OP to take a break is just the family gently trying to pry Thanksgiving from OP's unseasoned fingers. And OP's responded, now that is a plot twist I wasn't ready for. Imagine if the real issue is that my cooking is just as bland and they're trying to stage a Thanksgiving intervention. Maybe all the glitter and creativity is just their way of spicing things up, literally. If that's the case, I might have to reevaluate everything and let her run the show. Who knows? Maybe I'm the one who's been holding the family back from the Thanksgiving meal they truly deserve. If the food ends up being amazing, I'll happily pass the torch and stick to the decorations.
Now that is a plot twist. What a way to look at things.
I just like the line of just letting your family have the Thanksgiving meal that they truly deserve.
And what they voted for. Apparently this is a democratic process, so let them have their oysters.
If you're going to have a separate group chat, I think they kind of told you anything you needed to know. Once I found out about the secret group chat, I would have passed on the hosting duties right then and there. Been like, no, if this is going to happen behind my back, you can have it.
Right. That is true.
If this means
like,
so much
have
to
a
you.
secret group chat without the host, because the host is orchestrating it all.
The main person, yeah. The crazy sister is acting like this is the only Thanksgiving that's ever going to be. Like, she couldn't just do all this and host next year. Like, you really got to come for her sister right now just because her sister said, your cooking really ain't that great. Probably in a nicer way. She said she did it in a nice way. I assume that she did because I sometimes think I'm talking to my sister in a nice way and she goes a whole different direction. So I can understand that.
Sometimes you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Communication is communication sometimes.
Now, had you just not said anything and just let her bring a dish, I think things would have played out better for you when it comes to you hosting. But now that this has gone crazy, yeah, let her host.
Yep, exactly that. I concur 100%.
It is her Thanksgiving now. And I want to keep up with this because I hope to get an update on this. I want to
know.
Yep, after Thanksgiving, I want to hear how this went.
Yeah.
I need to know.
Yeah, I would like video evidence, but I guess just a recollection would be fine.
Please post photos of this dinner.
And recordings of the meal eaten. Before and after of the dishes. Faces when first bites are taken.
Also, we featured your story. Perfect. I like leaving it off on that. I think we're just going to keep updates on this. I really hope that there'll be posts, photos of the food. I just got to know what a glittered sweet potato look like. I got to know what turkey dish this woman's making because I know it's got to be the turkey. If it's the centerpiece. Who the hell talks like that about food?
Somebody who is experimental. I'm over it.
From one experiment to another. Let's go to our next story really quick. Our second story. This one says, am I the asshole for canceling Thanksgiving? And this one is from 4 years ago. So this one's older, definitely has a resolution already. I do like the last one is more ongoing, but this should be interesting. So I, 40 female, have hosted Thanksgiving for my family, husband, children, mother, siblings, and their spouses for the last 20 years. There was never an issue until my brother met his now wife, Julie, 5 years ago. Julie is very big into fad diets, Atkins, keto, South Beach. And every year she sends me lists of foods that she cannot eat and lists of things that she can. Last year I cooked her exact keto foods that she wanted, and she was upset the entire meal because my brother didn't want to eat it with her, so they fought at the table. Last week she sent me a text message that she is now on a fertility diet because they are starting IVF, and she sent me another list of foods that she cannot eat and a planned menu for me to cook for her. I texted back and told her that this year I was making one meal and one meal only, and she could either eat what was being served or bring her own food. She texted back and told me that I was being selfish and that I didn't care about her. My brother called me up the next day and asked if I was happy about ruining Thanksgiving and started to yell about how at their barbecue last summer, they catered to my food allergies. I'm deathly allergic to strawberries and have an EpiPen. I told my brother that this was not the same as a life-threatening food allergy, that this was a dietary choice and it changes every year. He called my mother, who told him that we all find it difficult to keep up with Julie's dietary needs and that if she wants special food, she needs to bring them herself. Now my entire family is fighting with each other. My brother won't speak to me, and my sister-in-law is posting nasty things about me on Facebook. I talked to my husband about this, and he said that it's ridiculous high school bullshit drama. He told me he would be fine canceling the whole meal and it just being our family. I agreed with him and sent everyone a text message. I told them that Thanksgiving at my house is canceled, that I am serving Thanksgiving menu. If they want to come over and eat with us, they are welcome to do so. My sister is thrilled that I finally said something about it. She hosts Christmas dinner and is also tired of cooking extra meals. My mom, however, is upset that we are all fighting and thinks that I should have canceled the meal. Now I'm starting to feel guilty, but my husband and son say that I just need to stand on my ground and not give in to Julie and my brother. So am I the asshole for canceling Thanksgiving?
I don't think so. That might change, but I don't think so right now. I think it's a lot to ask for. It's a completely different thing to say I have an allergy to a single item rather than I need a whole entire menu that's specified and you need to cook it for me.
Yeah.
That's way different.
Who's even eating strawberries at a barbecue cookout anyways? It's not even like it's that hard to cater to that.
Right. Even if you make a fruit salad with strawberries, you just be like, hey sis, there's strawberries in here. Don't eat it.
I can't stand him for saying that, getting all mad like that. I think the brother really
Getting mad about a barbecue and strawberries. One of our girlfriends for our Christmas party, I just demanded her to make me a fruit pizza, and I reminded her what my allergies were too.
Yep.
I gave her a menu for me, but
Brooke was like, I'm allergic to bananas and kiwis. Just keep those on the side. Brooke's not even asking for her to change the menu.
just a little portion for me.
Yeah. Just like the last story. This lady's completely nuts. And she's being offered to bring her own food. Now, it's one thing to maybe ask for a dish or something or bring your own keto-friendly dish. But you are asking somebody to cook you a whole separate menu, what, on their dime? Are you at least going to throw them some money?
That's what I can't get behind. It's just not the same thing. You're asking for a menu, which means you're got to be asking for at least 3 things.
Or more.
Or more. And maybe a dessert or an appetizer. That's just insanity. And maybe I'm naive. Please, Chick Chatters, let me know. But what is a fertility diet?
I don't know.
I know when you're pregnant, there's certain things you shouldn't eat. Maybe that's just in preparation. You just don't eat those things too. But I don't know. I think that it's very strange.
They might be having troubles conceiving, obviously, because they're going through IVF. And maybe there is certain foods that help that process, I'm guessing. And that's probably what she's trying to eat more of. But I don't think you have to do this to everybody.
Only eat. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just feel like dietary restrictions, these are things you have to take responsibility for in some aspect. Like you said, you cook a dish or try to make sure if someone's dairy free or something to try to make sure the majority of the stuff is edible for that person. But to ask for something completely different is asking too much. And it sounds like they're doing this all the time for Christmas, for Thanksgiving,
Everywhere.
whatever. No, you bring your own food then.
Yeah, when my sister was doing bodybuilding stuff, she would bring her own pre-made meals because she knew that we weren't going to work around that.
Right. And nor do I think anyone should really be expected to do that unless maybe your mom. And I'm not saying expected, but moms just like to be extra sometimes. So they might make you a whole new meal, but not your sister, not your brother's wife. No.
So it's saying that IVF treatments, they'll usually recommend a diet for undergoing these treatments. It says proteins like chicken and fish, eggs, beans, yogurt, fiber friendly, healthy fats, omega-3, fruits and vegetables, zinc.
Things that you probably will eat at a Thanksgiving meal anyways. And the point that I was trying to make before, and I guess this just helps me to make that point or to say it out loud, is I feel like these types of diets are not exclusive diets where you can only eat these foods and you have to eat them all the time for every meal and nothing else.
Yeah.
Even the restrictions are probably like avoid fish or something, it doesn't mean you can't eat it. And if you want to be really strict about that, again, that's up to you, but you can't impose that on other people.
Right, and have them make you these meals. That's what bothers me. It's one thing if you want to bring your own dishes and bring your menu even.
Or if you host and you make all the foods that way, they just have to deal with it. But to ask someone who's hosting to make you your own food,
it's just crazy pants. Not all these people are going through an IVF fertility. It's your own choice to eat a certain way, whether you're vegetarian, vegan, whatever the heck the case. Well, last time we did the Thanksgiving special, the girl wanted like vegan Thanksgiving.
I think she sent a menu over to somebody as well, and I think we agreed on sort of a similar thing.
I think she might even brought her own dishes too, but don't expect anybody to make that for you. And my mother-in-law eats pretty strictly, especially lately. But she says Thanksgiving is her day to just eat whatever. Like, why can't you just let Thanksgiving be your one day to just eat whatever?
That's why I'm saying these can't be such absolute and strict diets, especially if nobody's really ever heard of it unless you've gone through it. They can't be that extreme. Just eat what you want on Thanksgiving. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna survive the turkey and mashed potatoes. What could possibly go wrong?
I'm guessing it's a she. I don't know. They're not even the only one in the family that's having this issue with this diet needs.
Right.
You be asking a lot out of your in-laws, girl. You're trying to get a real bad taste in the in-laws' mouth, to be honest with you.
To the point where they're backing out of hosting. I don't think that they're the asshole at all for getting to that point of backing out. If people are starting to get mad and argue with each other, I don't really want to welcome that into my home where I can't escape that.
Yeah.
Y'all can go do that somewhere else. I will have my Thanksgiving peaceful over here.
So top comment says, not the asshole. If you have made lifestyle choices, you're responsible for them. The host doesn't have to accommodate it. The comparison to a deathly allergy is just stupid.
It is, and it's a single food item. She didn't ask for the barbecue to include a menu. She said, I'm allergic to strawberries.
Strawberries. Her brother just might know that about her, so they just avoided strawberries.
Right, but that's not catering to somebody's needs.
No, she could eat something else.
Yeah, it's not like strawberries are the only thing people eat at a summer barbecue.
It's not like she went to a fruit salad competition. She went to a damn barbecue and there wasn't fruit. What?
And there could have been fruit even, just not strawberries.
Someone said, not the asshole. Honestly, with COVID rates skyrocketing almost everywhere, my state leaders are asking people to not hold Thanksgiving gatherings anyways. I know my state is back to urging gatherings of no more than 2 families and no more than 10 people, period. I'd just go with canceling because of COVID and just be done with it.
That's definitely a good excuse to hide behind at the time.
Yeah, because this was 4 years ago.
Just have it be no hard feelings. Look, considering what's going on, I'm just going to keep it clean here. That's a great thing to hide behind for that year. I don't know how it's going to go down next year, but
next year don't offer to host it.
Yes, you've learned your lesson, that's for sure.
Someone else said, not the asshole. Wow, the entitlement here. So it's fine for the sister-in-law and brother to ruin Thanksgiving by fighting at the table over what he's going to eat and by requesting a whole extra meal to be made. So what is usually a meal that contains a huge amount of food. But you saying this is the menu, bring other stuff if you don't want, that is the problem. No. It sucks that your mom is upset, but I assure you she is an adult and can figure out how to process those feelings. It's perfectly reasonable to not want to host people that make demands and then are super unpleasant on top of it. It is so not reasonable to ask your host to make an entirely separate meal every single time. It is also nothing like making sure life-threatening allergens aren't included in the meal. Your brother is trying to keep the peace with his wife, but that's not your problem. Giving in will only feed the bad behavior you all hate.
I agree.
I'm going to see if OP responded to any comments real quick.
Did anyone say that they are the asshole?
They deleted their account at this point, so I don't know. Some are saying not the asshole, though. Someone said you're the asshole for having a family Thanksgiving during a pandemic.
You know, there was a lot of feelings about that at that time, I suppose, but...
Someone said everyone sucks here. Sister-in-law shouldn't expect other people to cater to her ever-changing meal plan. You should be hosting an in-person Thanksgiving during the pandemic. Okay. Kind of see that.
At least here in Michigan, they were limiting gatherings to 8 people at the time. So that could accommodate small family gathering, you know, like you and maybe your parents or your siblings. But
yeah, I can't even remember that Thanksgiving.
I think a lot of people were pretty low-key. Either way, this whole thing, them have their party, you have your party.
Technically, OP canceled Thanksgiving, so she's not having the gathering anymore.
Well, she's going to have it at her house. No, someone's going to have Thanksgiving.
Well, she'll have it with her immediate family, she said. I would just hide behind the COVID thing. Y'all can figure this out in the next upcoming years. I ain't dealing with this anymore. If somebody has such strict dietary lifestyles that they keep going in and out of fad diets and wanting everyone to live that life, then you can host Thanksgiving. But until you want to do that for yourself and for the rest of the family, no. You'll either come and eat the food or bring your own dishes, side dishes, whatever you got to do. If she's the only one eating the keto meals and stuff, you're making a whole extra set of crap for just one person.
No, that's not even a question. That's not happening. The whole response originally of like, I'm making one meal and if you need anything extra, then you bring it. I feel like that's an implication when you go to someone's event. You need to know if you're not going to eat what's available, then you bring your own stuff. And that's not impolite. If you have dietary restrictions, you do. Everybody understands that. But what people don't understand is you demanding to be fed an entirely separate meal from everyone else.
Right. And one of my biggest problems is that the sister now wants to bring it to Facebook or wherever the hell she's at, posting about her in-laws. See how far that gets you, girl.
That's not gonna pan out for you. But
We preach on this channel many a time. You just want to keep your in-laws your in-laws. You don't want to get all crazy on them.
you don't need to be involved in the dramas and all of that kind of stuff. You say what you need to say and then you keep it moving.
Because then you'll be their common enemy. We're already talking crap about the way that you be messing with their events. Can you imagine when she does have her child and then she's got to have dietary restrictions for the child?
Then it's going to be a bigger whole thing. At that point, we're not doing Thanksgiving together anymore. You guys can come over later on for dessert. I got pie. You can bring weird cookies if you need to, but no.
Why doesn't the brother understand? He won't even eat the meals.
Right.
Like, why doesn't he understand that no one wants to do this?
Why don't he talk some sense into his wife? He got his wife out here just... Is the brother the one related or
The brother's related. Why are you letting your wife act like this?
Some of the responsibility lies here. You need to kind of buffer the situation.
Don't just let her go out here acting a fool with your whole family.
You can't control her. What she wants to say, she's going to say it, but some influence, some giving her your perspective. Hey, have you ever thought about maybe you can make your own food and we can bring it and we can all get along? Maybe.
Because if you won't even eat your wife's food that she's requesting, and it's so bad to where you guys got to fight about it last year in front of everybody and make everybody feel uncomfortable, then this is a big problem. And who knows what's going on in your house? What are you eating, sir? Are you okay? Are you malnourished?
This is probably very annoying to the entire family at this point that the food is becoming such a big deal.
I think I figured it out. I think this husband's cranky because he is malnourished and he isn't
hungry.
He is hungry.
Yes.
He needs this Thanksgiving.
It reminds me of the vegan cat episode. That cat was hungry too.
Yeah.
It's like a vegan man. He's hungry.
And that's why he's so angry.
And he doesn't need to be on a fertility diet.
No one does. None of us do. None of us at Thanksgiving need to be on a fertility diet.
It's Thanksgiving. There are no diets. The diet is turkey and mashed potatoes and slathered in gravy.
IVF is your journey, not your whole family's journey.
Facts.
If you're not even going to offer to pay for the meals that you are demanding, you're not requesting, you are demanding these meals. Part of me would have maybe just took the menu that she gave me, just not made anything. And then when she came there on Thanksgiving, just been like, oh, I forgot. Totally forgot you sent me a whole menu. Oh my gosh, so sorry. Would you like some gravy?
So busy cooking all this other food.
So busy.
That would be funny. I don't think that would go over well, but that would be funny. I think you're fine to cancel. If that's what you have to do is just back out, then that's fine. They did ultimately say to the rest of the family too that they're still going to be cooking. So if they want to come over and grab a plate or whatever, that's fine. And that's probably more in lines with the whole COVID situation going on there too. So maybe you dodged a bullet. Maybe you didn't get sick because your sister-in-law was being an asshole. Who knows?
If it's 2020, it's okay to cancel even without the drama.
You didn't have to do anything for like 2 years, guys. You could just be like, COVID, sorry.
See you in a couple of years.
No responsibilities forever.
I will read one last comment. Someone said, anyone who chooses to bitch, whine, especially throw insults and write nasty things about other people all over their social media is automatically the asshole, not the asshole. I wouldn't forgive so easily how she posts nasty things about you on her social media. I'd really consider how much I'd care to include her in the future. And someone else commented under that and said, my petty side wants OP to step down to sister-in-law's level and post every list of different food requests from past years on her own social media so everyone can see what an entitled loony sister-in-law is.
I like that, actually. I think that's a great idea because if people are going to comment on this and form an opinion, they better form an informed opinion. And these are the requests. Before you start telling me that I'm unreasonable for not accommodating, why don't you see what she's asking for? Then you can.
I'm assuming you guys are friends on social media. I would just comment on her post and be like, these are all her menus.
I screenshot the text with the menu that was requested. This is the requested menu for this year. This is what I cooked for her last year. This is what she requested the year before. And if you're noticing a pattern, these are all different diets. So you form your own opinion on if you want to cook these things when you're also cooking Thanksgiving for everybody.
Yeah, because it's one thing if they just did one menu, but they're doing two.
No.
And then the commenter did say, don't really do this, OP, but as funny as it would be. But I'm kind of like,
I would do it. If you're going to engage in an argument, that's the argument to engage in. But if you're not, just cancel. Make your food. Have a peaceful day. Blame COVID. Try again next year. Don't host.
They've had a few Thanksgivings by now after this, so hopefully they just have had their separate Thanksgivings, or maybe the sister-in-law has been hosting them.
There's just a lot that goes into it, and then to ask for all those separate things, it is unreasonable. And there's no laws against it, no, but it's unreasonable, and you should know that you're being unreasonable. I don't think everyone's the asshole here like that one commenter. I think just the sister-in-law is an asshole.
I think the sister-in-law is the asshole. I'm glad though that they canceled anyways, because with the whole COVID thing, one of them could have been really messed up.
If she is trying to have a baby, what if she's pregnant right now and someone could have got sick and there could have been some complication? You know, everything happens for a reason. This was not meant to be. It's clear. Just bow out, eat your dinner with your family. It's going to be fine.
Hopefully you just have many a small Thanksgiving moving forward. Man, everybody just wants to ruin the biggest meal of the year. It just blows my mind.
That's how families are, right? It's always drama. Every family has drama, and it usually tends to come to a head when everyone's gathering together.
It's crazy. Eat your turkey and call it a day. When you have so many different diets, it's kind of like, was it the boy who called wolf or whatever?
Who cried wolf? Yeah.
Yeah, you're literally just like that. Now nobody knows which diet is for real.
All your diets seem illegitimate after the fourth or fifth one.
This fertility diet might be legit, but
yeah,
we don't care.
It's also can't be exclusive and eliminate everything else outside of it. I'm not buying it. I think you're just being.
That stuff seems like it'd be in a regular Thanksgiving meal, so I don't get it. But whatever.
I think this is a not the asshole for me.
Not the asshole. We got two not the assholes, really. That first story took us on a roller coaster ride. And everybody who said that they're the assholes just because of the pandemic, which I get that. But people didn't understand that this person already canceled the Thanksgiving. So they're still not the asshole. They did cancel. It doesn't matter what their reason is for it. They still canceled. So
True. At the end of the day, they made the right decision in those people's eyes. All right, Chick Chat.
Thank you for joining us for this Thanksgiving special.
I hope you all enjoyed Anne's ears and my brown shirt and my Christmas tree, which will be featured in the upcoming episodes here for a couple weeks. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I hope that you're all feeling very grateful and full and happy while you listen to us.
I hope you don't burp up any glitter or anything like that.
I hope that you're not a victim of experimental foods. If you made it all the way and you watched the entire thing, comment below a little turkey to celebrate Thanksgiving with us. And we'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like and comment and share and click the share copy button. That's all we ask. Subscribe.
And have a great holiday. Happy Thanksgiving, Chick Chat. Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble.